Grace and peace, family. Grace and peace, family. Grace and peace. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom. My at hotel. Namaste. Free the land, beloved. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Hopefully you can hear and see me okay. My name is Vicki Dillard, and I'm so pleased to be with you today here on FlyNewBeingQueenTV.com. I am your sister with the curly braids, and I am looking forward to having a brief war briefing with you today. Yes, you heard that right. I call these oftentimes your brief war briefing because how many of you all know that we, as Black media members, independent Black media members, what I coined as the Black grassroots is a part of warfare. We're the counter voice to white supremacy's media infrastructure, the oppressive classes infrastructure. This is important that you understand because it is its main form of control over the masses. Did you just hear what I just said? I can never overemphasize that point. Are y'all hearing me today? Beloved, I have a little bit of a ritual. As you come in, please come in giving us a big thumbs up, thumbs up. Be sure to like and be sure to share the broadcast, would you? Thank you so very much. Let me see if we can get this lighting right. Come on in, giving us a big thumbs up, and share the broadcast on the count of three, okay? Are you ready? On the count of three, for those of you that haven't, please hit that thumbs up button, beloved, and be sure to hit the subscribe button and share the broadcast. I see that we have certainly helped to grow this network. You have, to be sure. I've been hearing from so many of you, and we want to say thank you so very much. And those of you in particular that have engaged in the Vicki Show, I had been with the network on different platforms in one way or another for many years, but I was absent for most of last year. So it is so refreshing to reconnect with some of you and to make new supporters since I've been back over the past months. So family, on the count of three, hit that thumbs up button. Be sure to subscribe to the network and share. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thank you so very much. Family, that is the way that we make it more likely that other folks will know that we are here. If you know anything about the Vicki Show, long before the pandemic, long before certain censoring and punitive online actions that others experienced during and after the pandemic, I and some of my associates were targeted and unfairly punished and censored long before that, just for talking Black. You all know we show respect to everyone around the world, but notwithstanding, we were considered to be a threat. So because there are oftentimes different types of seen and unseen forms of not only sabotage, but attempts to block and to foil and frustrate our efforts. When you like and share this content, you help us to overcome some of those restrictions. And for that, we say thank you so very much. Again, my name is Vicki Dillard here with the Vicki Show on Fly Nubian Queen. And perhaps some of you may be watching this also, the replay or something like that at VickiDillard.tv. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at VickiXDillard. I'm on Twitter and TikTok and Facebook. I got a couple of Facebook pages. Just pull up Vicki Dillard one way or another. You should be able to tell the legit me, or I am Vicki Dillard. So pretty. Hope you're feeling well. Thank you, multimillionaire. Thank you so very much. Sylvia, hey, beautiful queen. Nyan Beauty, thank you for the hearts. I see y'all. Thank you so very much. Queen. Keep rising to the top, Queen. Thank you so very much. Huge thank you for those of you that I had the high privilege of meeting when I was in Atlanta recently. Some of you came out to the B1 movie premiere. And for that, I say thank you so very much. You told me some of your stories. We took so many pictures together. And I cannot wait to meet some of you in person, not only in Atlanta, but when I restart the Vicki tour in due course. It was absolutely amazing. It's the second Black documentary that I appeared in this year, even though the shooting obviously was done much earlier. But it is so exciting. We want you to understand that our goal is to really make our own mark. People like to say all the time, you know, what are you doing for yourself? And what are we doing to combat Hollywood? Well, I'm working with people and affiliates and associates who are looking to make a true mark and to really take over different spaces of media. You all dubbed me as your queen of Black media. When I was in a Muslim magazine, they featured me in it. They're the ones that actually labeled me as the new queen of Black media. This is not something that came from Vicki. And we don't have to limit media to just online, right? I always tell you that I'm not just a YouTuber because I don't just give content on just YouTube or just this platform. You understand? I like to seed my messages in multiple ways. And we do that not only here, which is a big deal, because wherever you are is where we want to be, but in multiple forms. And so that is our goal, is to continue to disseminate that out, because we need to be sure to raise up our people, to awaken our people. It starts there first. Don't ever despise small beginnings and family. We're not out of war yet. Let me hit the gavel on that one. For those of you that don't know, the Vicki Show is the home. I'm the OG baby of the hand claps and the gavel raps. Always been holding court for some years. And I'll rise every which way I be and am. And I brought this after 18 plus years as a divine revelation to the online platforms. And I want you to know that the gavel is a symbol that should not just be associated with your white policymakers, with your white lawmakers, and with your white judges. I want you to know that your word matters and you make matter. Talk Black to me. We're not only controlling the narrative, but we're controlling world events. And to be sure, I know I'm doing my part to raise up the new world leaders. And that's you. I said that's you. Those of us that are considered to be nobodies, those of us who they consider to be the deaf, the dumb, and the blind. That's an actual a prophetic phrase that's used in different sacred texts. Those who were considered to be the lower caste, the nobody, the proletariat. Talk Black to me. I'm talking about you, because the divine uses what they call the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. I got to say that again. I said the divine uses the foolish things of the world to confound the so-called wise. The divine uses individuals oftentimes that are outside of the system. Y'all better hear me today. Those that were outside of the establishment, that weren't picked, they don't have all of the particulars and the credentials. Those that tend to be unapproved by our open enemy. Somebody say that would be me. It's our time. Welcome to our world. Talk Black to me. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Share, share, share. Now I want to get to where we're going without further ado. I'm so pleased to see you today. It certainly, yes, I missed you too, have been a minute. But thank you all so much for your kind comments, your words, and your support. Please understand, when you like, when you share, when you show up to things, don't have a mindset that you're helping, like you're helping me, like by myself. No. MSNBC isn't speaking to your issues, baby. The Reverend Al Sharpton, who needs to go eat, isn't speaking to your issues. world-renowned linebacker and Bronco member Simone Sanders is not speaking to your issues, beloved. Rolanda Martina, also known as Roland Martin in some parts of the world, he's not speaking to your issues. Fox News isn't speaking to your issue. ABC, CBS, NBC, multimedia isn't speaking to your issue, beloved. These white liberals and all these progressives and all these other individuals that's out here talking about all of a sudden they're trying to say that the alphabet boys and all their forms are corrupt now because white men are getting caught up in their own agencies that they created to first and foremost go after black people. I said this long time ago. They want us to cry them a river because they sitting here talking about how corrupt the FBI is because they getting caught up in it, but they didn't care that the FBI and the CIA and law enforcement and the government itself in all of its forms, in all of its spheres, use those very agencies and systems against us. They don't speak to your issues. The point of me saying that is that when you support folks like me in the Vicki Show, you're supporting yourself. You're supporting your own interests. And yes, it's on us to support each other. You don't just expect somebody to do all of this stuff on their own, but you won't even retweet, you won't even like, you won't share their information. People that's speaking for you, people that's raising the dead. When people love to talk about they're doing, quote unquote, the real work, baby, I had a reputation for my activism and being in the streets. Before this thing popped off real big with social media, your sister with the curly braids was serving the homeless, was serving those without clothes, was serving those that were incarcerated. And was doing activism in the streets, challenging the powers that shouldn't be. And giving my resources to educate Black people. But this work that I'm doing here is equally as important to the other work you're doing. And I'm the one that's done it all. And no, baby, I will never, ever let you disrespect my very powerful and prophetic voice that is used as a prophecy to raise the dead. Words are spirit. And when you have somebody like me who knows I'm born for this unique assignment, whose words hit differently and shapes and energizes and awakens and animates, baby, you better watch your mouth before you begin to disrespect and speak on the work that Vicki Dillard is doing. Because I come rocking and I move with an army you can see and one you can't see. Talk Black to me. I wanted to emphasize that we're not out of the war zone yet, because it's easy for us to become impatient with each other and wonder why we haven't, quote unquote, yet caught up with our open enemy. Because it appears you've made progress doesn't mean you off the battlefield, baby. We're still on the battlefield, but we're at the end of it. And there is an energy of dissatisfaction. There is an energy that's coming from the original man and the original woman in every sphere, including the one that I'm ready to talk to you about today with our beloved sister Sha'Carri Richardson. We can't afford to throw any soldier away. So I don't care if they really about this cause. There are different types of soldiers. So if they're in Hollywood, if they're not obstructing the work we're doing, if they're not getting in the way of what we're doing, if they're not being a voice to our open enemy, then you're not going to hear me just go around talking about how useless every Black person in Hollywood is, or how useless every entertainer and athlete and musician is. You ain't gonna hear me say that. Because some of you who are none of those things are worse than them and trifling. I know, because some of you have come for me. Talk like to be somebody. In multiple ways. There are different types of soldiers. The soldier that goes to war, that's a nurse that tends to the soldiers that are on the front line. They're a soldier. How many of you all know those that cook for the soldiers are a type of soldier? Everybody plays different roles. And it's a mistake for us to be so blind and so ignorant to our different functions and the unique contributions that we bring to the table. Talk Black to me, somebody. Mama D, shout out to our Mama D. She's been a long time supporter. She says our people need to stop being so judgmental against each other. Absolutely. And don't even know the difference between the fakes and the fraud. The one you should be giving the everlasting work to, you don't even know the difference. Everybody, please hit that thumbs up button. Share, share, share. Everybody hit that thumbs up button, please, and share, share, share. Now, let me get to where we're going. How many of you have been hearing about our sister? I know there's a whole lot of things that's going on in the news. You all haven't seen me in a minute. But today is where I start. You know, I have a lot to say about a lot of different things, and that's my assignment. And that's why I'm good at what I do, because I'm called to do that particular thing. And it's also why I got a lot of haters. Talk Black to me. But at the same time, also many supporters and those whose lives we've changed here in the United States, but around the world, baby. Let's be clear. And we're just getting started. Now, our sister, Sha'Carri, just shut everything down, as we tend to do. For those of you that don't know, our sister, Sha'Carri Richardson, I'm going to let you hear from her in just a second. I want you to watch this clip. She just secured her first world title at the World Championships. And y'all, what's so interesting is once she secured it from the outer lane, which is almost unheard of thing, I think she not only won it, but set a personal record. But initially, she refused to give the first interviews to white reporters. I'm told later that she did talk to mainstream media, but she's very clear about how she was moving. The reason why I love this for our sister is because, number one, this is who we are, but I want you to know why the way she's been responding and the attention that she's generated around the world is so important. I want you to connect this same energy to the energy that we saw also on that bloody Saturday recently in July in Montgomery, Alabama, at the riverboat brawl. The energy that you see popping up, being animated and expressed in our people in multiple spheres and dimensions is a big sign of the changing of the guards and the changing of the goddesses on the earth. The energy, the spiritual energy, has to first take hold and manifest in this way before we can see significant action. And that's where I come in large part. And this is the reason why I don't shy away from my spiritual teachings and my spiritual mission, because everything you see came from everything you see came from everything you can't see. So from the spiritual, it's what gives us the unfair advantages when we're able to tap into our black magic. I didn't say our black religion that was corrupted by our open enemy. I'm talking about the essence, reclaiming certain knowledge, certain rituals, and certain powers that have always belonged to us, but they've gotten us to demonize these powers, but they privately practice them. And the reason they've controlled the media so that you would demonize your own ancient spiritual practices and call them satanic because of your ignorance of them is because they know that that's the real way we're going to become the new world rulers, by understanding and accessing this power. Let's get on to Sha'Carri Richardson. Let's hear from her. I want you to watch a little bit of this clip. Copyright Act of 1976, allowances made for purposes such as fair use, criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit educational use. I drew a blank on the last part of what I was supposed to say. You understand what I'm talking about. I invoke that because the Vicki Show follows the rules. Talk black to me. I want y'all to listen to a little bit of this clip.
You qualify after your semifinal with a time of 10:84, and then you qualified to the final, and you did something that no one in the history of the sport has ever done. You won a world title off of a qualifying time. What did it mean to cross the line and look up and see that you had won the world championship?
It meant so much. It meant the people that supported me, the people that believed in me, my family, just knowing that hard work pays off. It's been a lot I've been going through, but to overcome all of that and my work speaking for itself, being so silent this year because I wanted my performance to speak all the words that I needed to speak myself. It feels amazing. It feels like everything that paid off, and I'm grateful.
Paid off, it did. If you could, let's just go back to the start. Take us back to the start in the blocks and tell us how you navigated this thing from the start to the finish line out in lane 9.
Out of lane 9, I was in my own world, and I think for myself, being my biggest, being my biggest, just focusing in on myself is the biggest thing that I know I need to
y'all see her?
Not just focusing in on me and knowing that I know I can do what I need to do in order to perform and just blocking out everything else. So being in lane 9, that's my number 2. It was fantastic for me, just knowing that I just need to focus in on my star, and then everything else does it for itself.
And I should be clear, meaning she did not give her initial comments to white reporters. So not just quote unquote black media, for those of you that are asking the question, just sit back and watch and listen. When the show just starts and I'm just getting into something, family, even the way we act on social media can be lessons to learn. Just sit back and grasp and absorb what I'm saying first, because I might answer your question if you give us a minute. But don't be so quick to jump out there and to start focusing on what's irrelevant at that point. Multimillionaire said, we knew what you meant. Yes. But I'm going to say it again for people that's out there, that sometimes we say stuff because we want to be professorial in our own minds. No disrespect, but it's true. So you heard what she said right there. I want you to see, is this the one? Is this the one? I'm going to get to somewhere else where I'm going in just a second. Y'all watch this one. Is this it? No, I'm going to show you this other video. Yeah, this is a part of what. I want you to watch this quick one. Watch this particular clip. Uh-oh, is this the one? And like I said, she talked to mainstream media later, but her initial response was no thank you to white media. Okay, is this the one? Yeah, okay. Y'all watch this. I know y'all like Vicki, show it. This is what she did. I want you to see it. Did y'all see that? Watch it one more time. Because she's in public there and a lot going on, so it's noisy. Watch real clear. I'm going to read to you exactly what she did and what was said, but still I want you to see the visuals first, okay? I want you to look at the visuals real quick. So that's when she walked past the white media. So no thank you, no thank you, no thank you. And she let the black reporter get the first dibs. Are y'all hearing me? That's right, beloved. That's that black girl magic. So let me give you a little bit of background now. Reading from this piece written by Jerusalem Jovan. Sha'Carri Richardson, it says here, went viral on Tuesday, August 22nd, after Twitter user posted a video clip that seemingly showed the American sprinter give one black reporter an interview before shunning the other outlets. The video posted shows her speaking with one reporter after a championship win, but kindly telling the remaining reporters, no, thank you. Somebody say, no, thank you. Talk black to me. Why am I bringing this up right there? Do you all understand that she understands her power? Do you all understand that she knows that her image, she understands how certain negative images of black folks are shaped predominantly by white reporters and their white media outlets with whom they represent. So she was sending a message, number one, with the initial no thank you, and then first giving it to a black reporter and later addressing mainstream media, which I'm going to show you a clip of that in a minute. But do you understand that she was also elevating our collective black voice by doing that, family? Do you all understand that she exemplified an insight and intelligence to know how things are shaped in society because of those who write and those to whom the writers work for? Miss Hazina, she's one of my mastermind students, says she's the conductor. Oh, yes, the conductor is one of my par excellent mastermind lectures. And by the way, if you want to connect to that, you can join clubvicki.com. The link is above. I give content there. I provide you with a few mastermind lectures each month. This is spiritual insight. This is not about religion. I don't care what your religious or spiritual system or background is. Your life can be ship-shape when you access this knowledge and you activate the things that you hear. How many of you all know, and I heard this lady named Dr. Stacia say, that knowledge changes the seasons of your life? And how many know, the ancients said that my people perish for lack of knowledge, not lack of money, not lack of credit score, not lack of access, but lack of knowledge. So sometimes the reason we feel stuck is because we're still accessing the same type of information, the same type of knowledge, and thoughts are things, thoughts are spirit. Talk black to me. Mama D says dynamite comes in small packages. Absolutely. And so if you want to see major favorable changes and unfair advantages in every area of your life, be sure to join clubvicki.com. There's also other benefits that you're going to get by being connected to that, by having first dibs and first access to some of my special webinars. There's still going to be a fee with some of those, but you're going to get a discount, and there are going to be other yummy goodies coming down the pike. So you want to connect to clubvicki.com. The link is there. That's clubvicki.com. I do teach that. She's a conductor, which means that she's the one that directs and controls the orchestra in her life. That's a very, very powerful lecture. Whoever just brought that up, Miss Hazina. But I want you to listen. I want to go a little further here. On Twitter, this little knucklehead was big mad because she said no thank you, the juicy, funny looking self on Twitter, talking about Sha'Carri Richardson only spoke to Black journalists and told the white journalists no thank you. What is up with this disdain for white people lately? My goal is not to scream today. Ishmael, Hotel Empress, Vicki, thank you, beloved. Hotel. Listen, the fact that this knucklehead, Amiri King, says, what is up with the disdain for white people lately? It's not about white people only. It's about the white systems of oppression that they run and that they benefit from. See, we know how we're waking up to know how it works now. We're understanding about not giving our very Black magic over to people and systems who don't, number one, properly compensate us for our very Black valuable magic. And then turn around and demonize us and use it against us and disrespect us. We never let white folks, we never let our open enemy, and we don't have any problems with white folks in with a particular people group just to be saying, oh, we don't like this person. No, that's never been us. Black people are the sweetest, kindest people you have ever known. We're the only ones that sit amongst their open enemies after hundreds of years and don't become Al-Qaeda. We're the only ones that are known for forgiving you, and our loved ones haven't even been buried yet. We're the only ones that let you spit on us and spit in our face with nonviolence in ways that you don't see from other societies in the numbers that you see from us. And don't you start quoting no funny looking Gandhi either, with his racist self against Black people. I said what I said. Talk Black to me. Our brother Dr. King didn't know the stuff that we know now about him. As someone said to this knucklehead, Amiri King, Amiri gonna come back later talking about, oh, I just have a crush. I have a crush on her. But that's the same one that says, why all this disdain for white people? We're not gonna let you be the victims. Family, do you understand that that's a warfare strategy tactic? That's psychological warfare when the oppressor tries to flip the script and start asking you questions about why you don't like them. You are slow and unwell if you turn around and try to even explain to your open enemies. When you start to engage in why you're not attacking them, you're playing in that psychological warfare. You know what you've done. So we're not going to play this psychological warfare game as if your question and as if your comments about a white disdain is even real. We're not going to deal in your hallucinations. We're not going to engage in this form of warfare, psychological warfare with you and this reverse psychology madness. We're too intelligent for that. That's beneath us to engage in such conversations unless I'm on Fox News somewhere and having to give them that everlasting work in that way. But other than that, baby, we're not going to just be around the water cooler chit-chatting and patting white folks about what they know they've done. Talk Black to me, somebody. Somebody intelligently responded by saying in 2021, white media lambasted this young lady and painted her as some kind of an addict, undeserving of sympathy after losing her mother and resorting to use of weed. White media questioned her ethics. I think that's a grammatical error there. Question her ethics, morals, and principles. What is with white people's disdain with everyone's sense forever? Lord, let me hit the gavel on that. Did y'all catch that? They said, what is it with white people's disdain for people? What is with your disdain for stealing lands that didn't belong to you? Lying about the lands, committing mass genocide against the people that own that whose land it belonged to. What's up with y'all who crucified us, set us on fire, and ate our body parts? What's up with that? How about them apples? What's up with you still gerrymandering us, redlining us, stealing from us, giving us unjust sentences, creating crimes to cover your behind, and being the true gangsters of the world? What's up with that? We see white folks right now are in a panic because of this new world bloc, BRICS, which is not really a new world bloc. BRICS has been around, I think, about 15 years now. But because of how America and other Western nations are showing their behinds, I give a lot of global geopolitical content on one of my other networks I'm on. And I've talked about international stuff here from time to time, but I'm being more intentional about it because the whole world belongs to us. That doesn't mean we're throwing away our demand for reparations for foundational Black Americans here. Some of you all are so ignorant about how stuff like this works. Don't you know, silly, that if you're living in the United States, for example, that you're bound by county rules, state rules, and federal rules? How many of you all know that you can still be compliant with and benefit from your county, and just like you can from the state sphere and then the federal sphere? Are y'all hearing me today? There are several things going on all at once. And we have a tremendous influence around the world, and we're not going to just throw that away. No, I'm not. Vicki Dillard's not. Now watch this. The thing with Sha'Carri saying no thank you and not giving them first dibs is your open enemy is upset that they're no longer the priority. Don't you know that they know that their time is up in more ways than one, and it constantly is being manifested in stuff like the Montgomery Riverboat Brawl, when Black folks joined in together to unite to shut down an anti-Black force, an anti-white racist mob? And I'm just going to throw out the word allegedly just to be politically correct. But we know, based on one of the reports from one of the witnesses to the police, she said that they were actually using the N word when they were attacking our brother. So my comments is based in part on that. But when we start to see this pop up, the powers that shouldn't be, they're watching, family. And they're realizing all of their Kool-Aid and their poison and their attempts to indoctrinate has not taken hold of enough of us or everybody. Talk Black to me. They know they're not the ones that's giving you this information. But when they look around and see a Vicki Dillard somewhere, this is the reason why they like to prevent, frustrate, and try to foil us. But somebody say no weapon formed against us ultimately shall prosper. But what I want to say about these comments is that the thing that I was most disgusted by and disappointed by, as I was with the way we responded to our Black sister, Angel Reese, when our sister Angel Reese the young basketball player who was disrespected. She and other black players were disrespected by this one well-known white basketball player who was always taunting and jeering them on the court. When she made the same hand gesture as the other girl, she didn't put no hands on her. She didn't threaten her. She didn't cuss her out. She simply did like this. It wasn't just the white media that went after her. Some of you black-looking people went after her and started talking about how she should and should have acted. Just like when Sha'Carri was experiencing the death in her family, extreme stress and trauma, and a little weed was found in her system. You all crucified her just like white media did. And this is why I stay on y'all. It is disgusting. It is off code. And you are a tool for white supremacy when you do that to your own. And the reason why some of you do that is because you're projecting, because you have children and you scared that your kids are going to mess up the bag with your trifling self. When you all come out with this undue harshness and criticism of black folks who have a legal right to carry a gun, but because they flashed it, you come out saying they deserve a punishment before the white man said they supposed to get a punishment. Shut your mouth and find a way to defend that individual and to correct them in a way that's effective without really messing up the bag. You all are out there projecting because you fear that you failed as a father and a mother. You got children. So your criticism is not based on the revolution and the war we're in. It's based on fear of your own child and what you don't really want them to do. And your bad relationships with your children. Or your fear of what might become of them. And of course, nobody ever would suggest they do something stupid and reckless. But we're in a war. And there are certain things that are required now that haven't been in the past. And you are part of it, whether you want to be or not. It's called a draft and conscription, which means that some of you are upset. You being fired at by your open enemy, and you mad because you have to duck. And while they shooting at you, you saying, I didn't sign up to be shot at. I can't believe they shooting. Why they shooting? It's not fair they shooting. No, fool, you better duck. And you're in a war, whether you want to be or not, because they're shooting. Some of you don't understand that the divine may have called you for this moment for such a time as this, whether you knew it or not. And whether you wanted to or not. Funny looking self. This is a warning for black media or black looking media that attacked our sister Sha'Carri during that time. Started running your mouth and disrespecting her in ways that you have no business. You are just as dangerous as our open enemies when you do that. And she's had to overcome them and you and trauma and stress to still become the world champ and world athlete. Some of you have no idea what that requires because you are a loser in your own lane. In your life, with your particular aptitudes, with your particular sphere of influence, you have no idea what that requires on that level. You can only speculate, which is why you run in your mouth in the first place. Everybody hit that thumbs up button. Please share, share, share. For those of you that are just tuning in, my name is Vicki Dillard. Be sure to watch the entire broadcast when we're finished here. And you have the opportunity to join my supernatural spiritual school that's changing lives at clubvicki.com. The link is above. Be sure to join and tell everybody that you know that. This is a part of our secret to ruling the new world, family, is our spiritual power must be intact to assist us on earth. Talk black to me. Now, this is what I also want you to see, family. Not just that, but I want you to see how media is warfare. I gave you one example, right? And you all know for the past few years, they've been dogging our sister. They've been attacking our sister. They've been trying to make her look crazy the same way they dog Venus and Serena, right? To be honest, even the way they dog Tiger's funny looking confused self. In ways that they never would any other white golfer. In ways that they tend to do black folks out there, right? Like our sister Angel Reese. I'm going back to Angel Reese, the basketball player, after they disrespected her. Angel Reese was able to back up what she did. When she went out there on the court, she won, and she was able to back up what she did. When we express ourselves, that's a part of our aura, our makeup, our spirits when we respond and hit a certain culmination. It's not just arrogance. Some of you that's running your mouth about why do quote unquote folks act like that. Black mama, your gift is blessed 1,000-fold. You don't understand spirituality. You don't understand how energy works and how energy must manifest. And we are gods and goddesses after all. So when Angel Reese was able to back up what she said, y'all sitting there telling her how that was arrogant and she shouldn't have done it like that. You all disgust me. Watch this. Angel Reese is sitting down with this other reporter. I think they said his name was Jonathan Galt. I know his name is that because I went to his Instagram page with his funny looking self. Look at this funny looking, with his funny looking self. If there ever was a funny looking something to see. This is who this reporter is. I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to play you a very quick, short, few second clip that when Angel decided to finally talk to mainstream media after first talking to the black reporter, I want you to listen closely to what she says to his funny looking self. This is a picture he got up on Twitter of himself too. Y'all can't tell him nothing. Y'all know I give our open enemy the everlasting word. You'll never hear me say nothing about one of us for real, for real, for real. When it comes down to them, they can get it. In any of their black looking shields, you can get it, baby. When you show yourself to be an enemy, the regular rules don't apply, baby. Talk black to me, somebody. And look, this picture they got of him when he was younger, which is just like poor devastation. I understand when you look, just looking at him, you'll understand this is why he's jealous of this black woman. This is why white people become writers of sports, agents of sports, attorneys in sports, and owners. They know they don't have the magic to actually be on the field nowhere. So because of the devastation that they are, talk black to me, that he is in this case. You are the devastation. That's all him right there. That's from his LinkedIn. Jonathan Galt. We understand now why you, let me play this. Y'all like, what, girl, what did he say? Watch this. Let me cue it. While I'm cueing this, everybody hit that thumbs up button, share, share, share. Okay, yeah, here it is. Thumbs up, share, share, share. Funny looking self. Just got it all up on Twitter. Like, that's the thing to do, boy. He just like, this the one. Because I was looking at his stuff. Y'all know I got to look into these people. I'm like, dang, he happy as all get out about that picture, boy. I see why he mad and asking these jealous questions of Black folks who are gods and goddesses and could do things he could never do, ever, 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 never, ever in life. Remember the picture when he's talking, family.
Make the semifinals of the U.S.
Okay, hold on. Let me cue it again. I don't want you to miss this part. It wasn't as easy for me to find this particular part.
Semifinals.
Okay, here we go. Let me clear my throat. Here we go.
On and off.
Thank you, family. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thank you, family. Watch this. Okay, here we go. I think this is it.
You didn't even make the semifinals of the U.S. Championships. Now you're the
Uh-oh. Okay. It's far away, y'all, because he's asking the question in the audience, so just listen closely. I'm trying to turn it way up.
semifinals of the U.S. Championships. Now you're the world champion. What differences did you make, either on or off the track, that allowed you to be so consistent and become the world champ this year?
Okay, y'all didn't hear that part. Wait a minute, let me go back.
It was pretty rough. You didn't even make the semifinals of the U.S. Championships. Now you're the world champion. What differences did you make, either on or off the track, that allowed you to be so consistent and become the world champ this year?
Well, obviously, I didn't make the team last year. I don't think you have to say that. The fact that I'm sitting here now and I am a world champion, it just, the difference between now and then is just, like I said, I've been home with myself, stay in my faith, stay grounded. The people around me, knowing to keep cool that around me who genuinely cares for me, and just staying dedicated and focused, blocking out the noise, blocking out media like yourself, and just.
Did y'all hear what she said? Blocking out media like yourself. He gonna sit up there and tell her how she didn't make it the last time, and she shut him down and told him it was obvious I didn't make it the last time, but there was no need for you to say that. Do you all understand how your open enemy works, how warfare works? Here we should be discussing her triumph, but they like to remind you of the time that they considered you to be a failure. They put that out there first to let you know you ain't always that. So white media is not used to somebody black checking them. Y'all better tell them how Vicki believes over here. Somebody tell them what I say about being checked. Where my day ones at? What's Vicki's quote I've said for years about black folks being checked by anybody? Thank you, Black Mama. Hashtag uncheckable. I said hashtag uncheckable. We see what you look like. You look different and strange, sir. We could just tell your uniform and makeup, you wouldn't know nothing about glory. So we understand why you're sitting there trying to take shots from a champion. This is what your enemies do, family. They're hating and they're jealous. You've reached a milestone, a victory, a peak, and they want to sit around and try to humble you. Why everybody always trying to humble somebody? And you sitting around here just as the biggest loser. Back in the day, remember how they used to do, put the L up with the face? Loser. Come on, somebody. Jealous.
Last year, your 2022 season was pretty rough. You didn't even make the semifinals of the U.S. Championships. Now you're the world champion. What differences did you make, either on or off the track?
Tell him, Sha'Carri.
Consistent and become the world champion this year?
Well, obviously, I didn't make the team last year. I don't think you have to say that. The fact that I'm sitting here now and I am a world champion, it just, the difference between now and then is just like I said, I've been home with myself, stay in my faith, stay grounded, the people around me knowing to keep cool around me who genuinely cares for me, and just staying dedicated and focused, blocking out the noise, blocking out media like yourself, and just continuing to go forward.
She said, blocking out media like yourself. You have to be focused. You gotta shut out the voices of the haters. Talk black to me, somebody. You didn't even have the potential, and we know you didn't have the potential. Y'all regular smegular photos look like mug shots. We sit up here talking about Donald Trump and all his 18 some odd co-conspirators. That's y'all daily.
It was pretty rough. You didn't even make the semifinals of the U.S. Championships. Now you're the world champion. What differences did you make, either on or off the track, that allowed you to be so consistent and become the world champion this year?
Well, obviously, I didn't make the team last year. I don't think you have to say that. The fact that I'm sitting here now and I am a world champion, it just, the difference between now and then is just like I said, I've been home with myself, stay in my faith, stay grounded, the people around me knowing to keep cool around me who genuinely cares for me, and just staying dedicated and focused, blocking out the noise, blocking out media like yourself, and just continuing to go forward.
Blocking y'all, they're not used, and this is what I need y'all to see and understand, to see. They're not used to black folks pushing back. This is a type of warfare. They're not used to black folks saying that when I got the stage, I'm going to use my power to let the black reporters have first dibs. And then when y'all come at me crazy, I'm going to put you in check, because what you write has a capacity to shape the masses of the minds. Some of you all feel uncomfortable because she said that. Some of you were shocked and taken aback. Some of you clutched your pearls when you heard us say that. But let me help you with something. It's about time, because there's a spiritual energy that's rising up, and it's necessary. You're not righteous. You're not ethical. You're not spiritual. You're not holy when you let your open enemy run amok. In fact, I would say in many cases, you're irresponsible, because how do you build something that is wonderful and that is beautiful, that's meant to uplift and to bring upward mobility and progress, and you leave it defenseless, and you leave it open to your enemy to destroy? That's a sick slave mentality that we've been indoctrinated with. And it's a demonic misuse of sacred scripture, because they told us that's what the interpretation is turning the other cheek. And you all know I've broken that down in no limit of time, that's out of context. And it's a misapplication. Thank you all for your kind compliments. The reason Sha'Carri fills her supporters with electricity and inspiration is because we are used to, and we've normalized their disrespect. Letting people say and do and run roughshod over us, we've normalized that as righteous and good and being peaceful, when that actually assists in destroying us. So to have somebody that understands what appears to be a subtlety and puts them in check. America is being humbled. I mentioned BRICS a minute ago. BRICS is a 15-block global new world order amongst what they consider to be the global South, which predominantly makes up the melanated people of the world that has been misused, pimped, and ignored by the United States of America and other Western powers like France, Germany, Britain, and so forth. Now that this BRICS bloc, again, they've been around actually for 15 years, but they're getting a lot of attention now, is because America's madness has reached a peak. And because she continues to impose outrageous sanctions around the world, and including Russia, which Russia doesn't have a big storied history of colonization like some of the other white Western world nations have, believe it or not. And when I say Russia, I mean Russia when they were a part of the former Soviet Union, which of course doesn't exist. Cheryl, the hardest woman working in media streets, and the one and only prophet is Vicki. Thank you, precious. That's exactly right, Mama D. She said the whole of America need humbling. Exactly. Why they always trying to humble black folks. The reason they keep doing that is because they don't want you to reach the heights of your power. And God knows they don't want you to be an example to other black folks to do the same. Because it's first and foremost that spiritual energy that's going to begin to change the new world rulers. Do y'all understand that? Y'all listen. Vicki does not debate. This is just show game for low-level, low-minded beings. Vicki states the facts. It is up to you to keep going. I'll shade to that. Everybody hit that thumbs up button. Share, share, share. Thank you for letting them know, Bill Jones, to hit that thumbs up button and to share. Be sure to subscribe, family. We see we're growing by leaps and bounds here on Flandubian Queen. If you're watching me here now and later, if you're watching the replay, be sure to rewatch it. If you're just coming in, my name is Vicki Dillard. I'm a media personality and spiritual teacher. Be sure to join my metaphysical mastermind school, which will absolutely change your life for very low cost at clubvicki.com. The link is in the chat. And be sure to subscribe and share the broadcast so that other folks have access to the information that you have. The more black folks that have access to this, and that's constantly being reprogrammed to take their power and their seat in the world, the better off the collective will be. Talk black to be somebody. So don't just keep this to yourself. That's the reason why we ask you to subscribe, to share, and those types of things, okay? I'm so proud of this young sister. And I want you all to know that the fact that she gave the attention first to the black reporter is significant. And the powers that shouldn't be recognize this, and they don't like it. Like Joe Biden said, he said America is doomed, not only because of black folks, but also because of the white folks in America are going to be the minority come 2040. He said that. I don't care what he said before or after that. Does not change the fact that he said what he said. And he was not happy about it. And he went so far as to tell black folks that Hispanics are going to outnumber us and we're going to be forced to work with them. He had to throw that in there to make himself feel good since they about to be the minority. This is scaring them to death. And it's written that they know that their time is up. So they're trying to make as many favorable allies as they can with other melanated people who ought to be allies with us. But they're making deals with these other folks. And it's also the reason why you see your open enemy refusing to stop running the economics. They refuse to stop running government. They refuse to stop running the schools or the curriculum at those schools. They refuse to stop running media. And because they know they lack that magic for music and hip hop and entertainment, they stay at the seat to control it as attorneys, as agents, and as owners. So though they're the minority, they're still controlling the masses. Do you understand? That's a fear for them. It's our time. Somebody said Holly, we're too. Exactly, beloved. I started the broadcast talking about Hollywood and how we're taking over. And I started the broadcast by thanking you all for coming out to a Black documentary film. By the way, those of you that are interested in the information on how you can see it and access it, go to b1themovie.com for more information. B1, the letter B, the number 1, b1themovie.com for more information. Talking about how we are taking over in media, in multiple forms of media, not just through social media. That's great. That's important. That's why we're here, because you're here, but also through film, through movies, through print, and through other forms of media. Talk Black to me. So I'm just so excited. And I'm letting them know we've created this environment for that to thrive. This is the new normal, because we are the new world rulers. Did y'all hear what I just said? There's so much more that I want to say, but I have got a couple of other appointments that I have to get done today. I'm so pleased to be with you today. Again, join clubvicki.com. The link is there if you want to increase your profit, your power, and your purpose in every area of life. If you want to increase your profit, your power, and purpose in every area of life and have unfair advantages because you have now access to new spiritual information, join my very low-cost mastermind school at Club Vicki. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Be sure to give us a big thumbs up and share the broadcast. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Shout out to our sister Sha'Carri. We bow to her, and we want you all to know that these are exciting times. You're in your, I'm going to keep saying, I don't care how much, I don't care what's going on. We're in our finest hour. And the same energy that you see manifesting, animating with the Montgomery, Alabama riverboat brawl situation, as well as throughout the world, beloved, it's because the tectonic plates of the world, they're shaking. There's a new foundation that's breaking through. But the old order, the way things have been in terms of oppression, in terms of death, in terms of theft, in terms of poverty, in terms of injustice, of course, in terms of racism and white supremacy, anti-Black white supremacy in particular, and all forms of discrimination. It's got to come to an end. Spiritual eruption. Absolutely, Barbara. I love you so much. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. I can't wait to see you again.